It's been on the market for over 3 months. It is so drab. It hasn't been painted. We want to give it a bit more personality.
This is what it takes, this is what it takes.
Feels more like a psychiatrist's office. When developers build subdivisions, the houses tend to look like carbon copies of each other, and trying to set your house apart when making a sale can be tough. You need great presentation, a good agent, and just the right timing. And that's where I can help. It's been on the market for over 3 months, and the homeowners, Andy and Emily, are at their wits' end. They're sick to death of their commute and they'd like to move closer to their work, but they can't until we can get this place sold.
I feel safe here, and my parents live 2 minutes away. I love our house. We thought it was going to be our forever home.
The reason why we want to move is because we're so far away from where we work.
Our commute is too much.
By the time we get home, we're just like, who wants to do anything? When we have kids, we want to live closer to home. We had one agent and we put our house up for about 3 months, and we just didn't have a lot of activity on the house, really, like just in terms of people coming over. We've actually switched agents now. We've been sort of watching her progress throughout our neighborhood, and we like what we see.
There's lots of hope with a new agent.
We need to sell this house because the drive is killing us, and we want to move on to the next stage of our life, having a family.
If this house is so shiny and new, why is it not selling? I'm gonna get to the bottom of it and have a look. Quite an interesting layout, but they've kept the builders white, which can make it a little drab. I guess this is the sitting room. Feels more like a psychiatrist's office. You've got these 2 lounge chairs pointing in opposite directions. And you've got this big old bookshelf. It's messy. This is a very, very uninviting space. It's possibly the most clinical living room I have ever been in. Wow. This is a masterclass on how to make a compact kitchen feel even smaller. Every inch of surface area in this kitchen is filled up. The 3 things buyers look for in a kitchen is cleanliness, storage space, and prep space. Now, this kitchen's fine on the cleanliness front, but the storage and prep space, it's lacking. I wasn't expecting a music room. I think most people are expecting to see a dining room, as the majority of people aren't musicians, but everyone needs somewhere to eat. Again, you get a sense that it's set up for just 2 people. There's only 2 chairs in here, like in the sitting room. Doesn't feel like there's enough space for a family. And there's obviously a bit of a storage problem. And there's only 2 of them, and that is going to be an issue for buyers. This is a great sized master bedroom, but it is so drab. Nothing on the walls. This room could be fantastic, but it's all right, and all right does not sell houses. This is a good-sized house with lots of bedrooms and presumably quite a few closets. And these clothes should be in those closets. They shouldn't be on display. Buyers don't want to see your clothes, but it's a nice-sized room. Quite a strange position for the light fixtures. Now, this would be a great family room, but again, it leaves me feeling cold. There's all this clutter, there's things exploding from the shelves. just doesn't feel cozy. And you've got this dead space here, which just houses an exercise machine. And that's a space that could be much better used for something else. This house was only built 3 years ago, so the steps should not be wobbling by now. I can see why this house hasn't received any offers and why the homeowners have found a new real estate agent. It's like it's doing everything it can not to stand out from the crowd. It's like the homeowners and the old real estate agent thought that this house would just sell because it's new, but they're wrong. We have to give this house a serious personality injection, make it stand out from the crowd and get it sold. Andy, Emily, tell me about your real estate agent. You had some difficulties with them?
More of a communication issue. We didn't get a lot of feedback coming in from him.
So now you're moving on with a new real estate agent.
Yes.
I'm really pleased that you've decided to make a move because I know a lot of people just stick with the real estate agents that they're not getting along with for far too long. This is a good house and I really like the layout, but I think we can definitely make it a bit more exciting. Starting with the white builder's paint. We want to give it a bit more personality, especially because we're living in a subdivision here. So all the houses are identical.
Right.
You want yours to be the best on the block. Now, tell me about the living room. I was quite surprised when I walked in. I was like, do they sit in here?
Everyone always gravitates to those chairs and they lie down and they start pouring out.
Someone plays psychiatrist and someone plays patient, so they always joke about that.
We definitely need to make that more of a living room. But at the moment, it feels like this house is only set up for 2 people. More likely, it's going to be a family who's going to buy this or someone who wants to start a family. Now I move to the music room. I think we really need to have a dining area. Will you be all right with that?
Yes.
Then we move down to this room. Do you use your exercise machine?
I think the last time we used it was probably a couple months ago.
I'd like to pack it up into the garage. And as you don't use it, I don't think you'll be that fussed about it, will you?
Probably won't miss it.
Because you really, really want to sell your house, don't you?
Yeah.
I hear the commute is driving you crazy.
It is. Yeah, it's insane.
And I do think that we can make this house look considerably better. So you prepared to give me a hand?
Yes.
Brilliant. This house is a bit of a tricky one. It's been on the market for 3 months with no interest. So the homeowners decided to switch agents. They didn't feel he was working for them, and communication had broken down. So I'm going to go and ask Susan, their new agent, what she's going to do to drive some energy into the sale. Susan, what were your thoughts when you walked in the house?
It was very bland. You're competing with some model homes which are still in progress, so you want to show your house as best as possible in competing with those homes.
How did you get this listing?
Andy and Emily had listed with another agent and they were not able to sell it. I worked the area and they called me.
Why were they unhappy with him?
I don't think he did anything to prep them for the sale, such as decluttering or painting even, which is a low-cost fix.
How do you think a homeowner can improve the relationship with a real estate agent?
I think it's important that the clients and realtors know exactly what they're getting into up front. Also, I think communication throughout the process is very important.
Because I think that's one of the problems that Andy and Emily had with their real estate agent was they weren't getting that communication. They weren't getting any feedback. So what are you going to do differently?
Well, I do a lot of marketing
Yeah.
within the area, and I also promote it on my website,
Yeah.
and I hold a lot of open houses until we get the house sold.
Now, $429,000. Is that in keeping with the neighborhood?
Oh, I think it's definitely in keeping with the neighborhood.
So do you think once we go in and give the rooms definition, give them color and character, are you confident the house is going to sell?
I'm more than confident that the house will sell.
So here we have the sitting room. It's very, very decluttered. It's very, very clean. Do you like it?
It's very warm and inviting, cozy.
Exactly. Now, personally, I'd have painted it a slightly lighter color, but it's got more warmth than the builder's white. And look, there are sofas and chairs. That's what's missing in your living room at the moment, because you need people to walk in and imagine themselves using this room.
Well, there's no place to sit down and analyze each other.
Well, I can't wait for you to come and analyse the dining room.
All right.
This is what people are expecting to see. I love your piano. I think it's really, really attractive, and we're definitely going to incorporate it in the sitting room. But unless people see a dining room table in a space, a lot of people just don't get their head around it. So we just want something like this. Now, interestingly, this is exactly the same size as your kitchen. Now, you have a better kitchen because it's much newer, but they've kept it immaculately. And also, look at all the space everywhere. In your kitchen, there's so much stuff. What you want to do when you sell your house, look what they've got. They've got the microwave and a kettle. That's all you need. Get rid of anything else. This house sold for $10,000 over asking price in just 2 days.
Oh, wow. 2 days?
2 days.
Wow.
And you've got to remember that your house is newer and in a better location.
Yes.
So you should be feeling positive right now.
I'm feeling a lot
Feeling
more
very
positive.
confident.
Well, should we head home then and do some work?
All right.
This is a good house and it's got a very interesting layout. But at the moment, it's lacking that certain je ne sais quoi. We need to make it stand out from the others in the subdivision. And Anthony here is going to help us do that. First things first, the family room downstairs, there's this great little nook at the end of the room which only has a sort of sad-looking exercise machine in. I'd like to get rid of the sad exercise machine and replace it with a home office.
That's a great idea, and we'll just make that space more usable than what it is now.
Because when you're selling, the most important thing is to use all your available space. And also, quite strange lighting fixtures in those rooms. You've got one there and then one sort of on an angle.
You don't like that?
No,
We'll
no.
just clean that up, and we'll just cap one of the light fixtures.
And also, I stuck my head out into the garden and I noticed as I walked onto the step it was a little wobbly. When you're buying a house like this, which is relatively new, people want it to be maintenance-free. I'd just like to fix that. Is that possible?
Of course it is.
The good thing about this house is there's very little to do in terms of construction. I think the main jobs are going to be painting, rearranging the rooms, sort of storage solutions. But your house is going to look fantastic when we're finished with it. But first things first, let's get rid of that exercise machine.
Oh, that's so heavy. Oh.
I thought that we weren't pack rats, and I thought that we were pretty, I think we kept it pretty low.
Well, obviously, we want to do what we can to sell the house. So if this is what it takes, this is what it takes.
First things first, I'm gonna remove the actual step,
Right?
and then I'm gonna use this brick repair. I'm gonna run a bead of mortar all the way around, and then I'm gonna use these wedges or shims to kind of just shim it into place so that it doesn't rock anymore. And then I'll cut the shim, and
Yeah.
then I'll run another bead to close whatever gap is at the bottom.
I think it's better that if everything's in order, nothing's wobbly or broken.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference for
Especially
sure.
with a house like this, it's new. Everything should be well maintained. Andy, I see you started the painting.
Yeah?
How long do you live with the builder's white?
3 years now. I guess we haven't painted because we didn't know what color we wanted, really.
I think this one is going to add a bit of richness to the bedroom because it's a fantastic size and it's got the ensuite bathroom and it's got a big closet, and that's what people really want in master bedrooms. But you know what I mean? It just looked a little, didn't really pop out before.
Yeah.
So I'll leave you to it, Andy.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you.
So what do you think of the colour, Emily?
I think this is a gorgeous color. I really like it.
The paint is going to make such an amazing difference. It's going to really brighten the house up and make it stand out from all the other houses.
Yeah, I think so too.
What we want to do is we want to take this light fixture down and we want to cap it. It's too close to the other light fixture. We don't want to draw attention to it. So I've already turned the power off from the electrical panel. I'm gonna unscrew the whole fixture and just marette the wires and tape them up, stick them in the box, and just cover it with this cover plate. All done.
Wow. We are doing great guns on the desk.
You like?
I love it.
Nice.
What more have you got to do?
What's left is just to add these couple trim pieces, screw the tabletop down to the cabinets,
Yeah.
and then caulk whatever gaps against the wall, paint it
Okay.
out, and we're good to go.
And then the buyer will get a desk rather than an empty space.
Yes.
I'll leave you to the good work.
Awesome, thank you.
Potted plants on the floor don't do a great deal apart from maybe trip you up, but if you raise them up to eye level, they immediately become part of the decor and they add life to the room. Leaving season decorations up might get buyers thinking that the homeowners are a bit neglectful and wondering if there's other areas of the house that they haven't maintained, so just take them down. I love ottomans. You can use them for storage, extra seating, and they even double up as coffee tables. This house is no longer suffering from the plain white blues. We've introduced this place to colour, and I know buyers are going to love it. Just because a house is new doesn't mean it's an instant seller. It still has to have buyer appeal, character, colour and warmth. When choosing an agent, shop around because they're not all created equal. Ask in the neighbourhood, go to some open houses, check out the local papers, get personal recommendations, and don't be fooled by flashy advertising campaigns. When you're signing up an agent, lay your expectations down on the table. Communication, their availability, marketing, they're all key. And if you feel your agent is not performing, you have every right to find a new one.
Oh my goodness, this is so nice.
Oh,
This is too much.
oh my.
Oh my goodness. This is
This doesn't even
amazing.
look like our old.
I know, like those were there and the piano and new drapes.
I didn't even know this room could look like this. Wow.
This is so nice. And look,
And they haven't. It's like totally into the wall and everything.
like a built-in.
Wow. If I was a potential buyer coming in, I would be just like, wow, this is a great house. So I'm hoping people feel that way.
I have every confidence that they will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It has a contemporary feel that people are looking for in this area. It's absolutely fabulous. Incredible. incredible. This is what it's meant to be. It's
Yeah.
meant to be a dining room.
I almost feel I should have a drum roll for this.
Incredible.
Because remember, Susan, what it looked like before?
It was lacking that wow factor, and this is it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
So I always think that the three things you need when you're selling your house are a good location. Well, this is a fantastic location. You need a good price, and you also need good presentation.
And I think this house has all three key components to selling a house.
Have we made your job a little easier?
Yes, that's for sure.
Wow,
Wow is good.
So beautiful.
So
it's
beautiful.
a nice house. Great.
So is this going to be a big enough size for you?
Yes,
So it's a great size, yeah. We can
With
sit on it
hutch,
for
matching dining
friends.
table. This looks good.
on it.
Wow, it's wonderful, beautiful.
Is this the kind of style you like?
Yeah, this is something what we are looking for.
Really?
This is perfect for us.
Now, the price is $429,000.
The price is reasonable.
The price is reasonable.
Yes.
So, a maybe then. Definitely maybe.
Yeah,
Yes.
This house is outstanding, and Andy and Emily are on track for a sale.
This is so nice. I've always wanted fake pears. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. I always wanted things that stuck on the wall like that.
They capped up